Well, the Kentucky Derby preps may have gone by, but there's still plenty of good racing to look forward to in a big weekend at Oaklawn Park, the Oaklawn Park Handicap, and the Apple Blossom. The Apple Blossom featuring that matchup of Monomoy Girl and Swiss Skydiver. We'll talk about both those races. The best way to play them? Play them through NYRA You're not a member of NYRA Head over to NYRABets.com. We'll match up at $200 your initial deposit, and we'll give you a free $25 Kentucky Derby bet. Go to NYRABets.com for more information. The races we'll talk about here and quite a few others, as well as some races from Aqueduct, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on FS2 Saturday night. Let's talk about the Oaklawn Handicap to start it out. It's race number 9 at Oaklawn Park, and there may not be a lot of big names yet in this division, but this came up a pretty interesting and competitive race, and we'll start with a shipper from California, and that's the number 2 Express Train. We'll take a look at him losing to Idle in a mile and a quarter in the Santa Anita Handicap last time out. Maybe he found the mile and a quarter a bit far for him, but maybe he just found Idle a bit tough to handle because he ran a big figure of 102 in finishing second, and he's just a horse to beat. He's a horse who's improved for John Sheriffs. I don't know if John Sheriffs has run a horse in Arkansas since he brought Zenyatta over for a couple of wins in the Apple Blossom, but he's here with Express Train, and he is the morning line favorite and the horse to beat in this race. We'll take a look at a couple of horses that prepped for this race in the Essex Handicap at Oaklawn Park just about a month ago, and that's Silver State and Rated R Superstar. Now, Silver State will win the race for Steve Asmussen. He's looking for his 5th straight win in the $1 Million Oaklawn Park Handicap, and he has run respectable races, and Steve Asmussen is a dangerous trader with improving horses as they get older, going long. Having said that, no knock on Rated R Superstar, who's a very cool 8-year-old, but these are much, much better horses. And if he struggled this much to beat Rated R Superstar, I wonder if an extra 16th a mile is going to be in his favor, and I think the competition may be a little bit strong for him. The horse that I like in here is the number 3, Fearless. We'll take a look at Fearless for Todd Pletcher, winning his 5-year-old debut at Gulfstream in the Gulfstream Park Mile. He has raced very sporadically throughout his career, winning 4 of 7 races in his 3rd season of racing right now. If you look at that Gulfstream Park Mile, it might not have looked that good on paper coming in, but it turned out to be a very strong race. The 2nd place finisher finished 3rd in the Godolphin Mile on Dubai World Cup night. The 4th finisher won back, improved his Beyer figure 11 points. The 5th finisher improved 16 points in winning next time out. That was a very strong race, and I think Fearless could be a very, very interesting player for Todd Pletcher, and he's going to be my top choice in the Oaklawn Park Handicap. Let's look at some others in here. Owendale. I love Owendale when he's in these races because he always takes money, and I would bet against him in every situation. Frankly, I wonder if he's a better horse going shorter, and I would think they might want to try cutting him back. At the end of the day, maybe he's just not as good as these horses. He's supposed to have won this New Orleans Handicap. I can't make any excuse for him last time out. The horses he ran against are nice horses, but they're not as good as the ones he runs here. And Owendale's one who always seems to take a lot of money. He doesn't get it done, and I want to bet against him. There is one more dangerous horse to talk about, and Owendale trained by Brad Cox. Well, Warrior's Charge is trained by Brad Cox. We'll take a look at Warrior's Charge and Guest Suite. They'll both compete in the Oaklawn Handicap in an allowance race a few weeks ago at Oaklawn Park. Now, you want to say that Warrior's Charge should have won it 1-2? Okay, I get that, and I'm not Warrior's Charge's biggest fan, but he rated that day, and he's a speed horse who needs to go to the lead, and there's really a dearth of speed in the Oaklawn Park Handicap, and I think Warrior's Charge is going to the front here, and he may outrun his odds, so he's a horse that I'll use protectively. Fearless with Express Train and Warrior's Charge for me in the Oaklawn Handicap. Race number 9, $1 million race, the first of $2 million races on the Oaklawn card. We'll move ahead to race 11, and that is the big one. It's the matchup that so many of us have been waiting for. I know they met in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. I don't think Swiss Skydiver ran a race that day, but there's Monomoy Girl, and she always runs her race. She's remarkable. She has never not shown up and run a good race in every one of her 16 career starts, finishing first in 15 of them, losing by a neck in her only loss, disqualified in one of her races. This is Monomoy Girl winning the prep in the Bayakoa, and her story is incredible when you think about it, because she did this while missing her entire 4-year-old season, and she came back as a 5-year-old, is good, if not better than ever, and that's pretty remarkable, all things considered. My problem with Monomoy Girl is that she never really runs that fast a race, and I don't want to knock her because she's a remarkable racehorse, but I think Swiss Skydiver in her best day may be a better horse. And as we take a look at Swiss Skydiver making her return as a 4-year-old in the Beholder Mile at Santa Anita, she's as good, if not better than ever. And I don't buy into that argument that she's better at a mile and a quarter. I think what she is good at every single distance she runs at. A mile and a 16th, a mile and an eighth, and a mile and a quarter. And by the way, a mile and 3/16, so she's the only horse after the Santa Anita Derby to finish ahead of last year's Horse of the Year, Authentic. Swiss Skydiver travels all around the country, and she always seems to bring her A game. Her one bad race last year, as she got better towards the end of the year, was a race in the Breeders' Cup. She's looking to avenge that loss to Monomoy Girl, and I think she'll get the better of the two. But there is another player that you have to discuss in that race, and that's the number 3, Letrusca. Now, we'll show you Letrusca finishing second to She Dares the Devil, and ahead of Get Rid of What Ails You also comes back in this race. The thing is, Letrusca, her talent is her speed. She has extreme speed, and she has stamina as well. And if you think about it, since they've taken the blinkers off her, she has really learned to settle a little bit and run her best races. I don't know why they raided her last time and allowed She Dares the Devil to waltz along on an easy lead. Letrusca is going the front with Irad Ortiz in this race, and I think she has a real upset chance. My plan here, I'm going to try to beat Monomoy Girl, and I'm going to box Swiss Skydiver and Letrusca. And if Letrusca drifts up and the other two take all the money and ends up 9-2 or 5-1, I'll bet a few dollars to win on her as well. The Oaklawn Park Handicap, it is a race you're looking forward to, but not as much as the Apple Blossom. The Apple Blossom is a tremendous matchup of Swiss Skydiver and Monomoy Girl, Letrusca as well. Looking forward to those races, and I know where I'm going to bet them. I'm going to bet them on Naira Bets. If you're not a member, head over to nairabets.com. We'll match up to $200 your sign-up of your initial deposit and offer you a $25 Derby bet. Go to nairabets.com for more information. And you can watch these races we talked about, a bunch more at Oaklawn, as well as a few at Aqueduct, 5 to 8 Eastern Time on FS2 this Saturday. Enjoy the Apple Blossom as well as the Oaklawn Park Handicap.